Tomorrow's forecast will be in the 60s. The beaches staying around 62.
One of the best feelings is being on the move again. The sense of freedom you get when you're back out there on the water. I feel like it's really hard to find anywhere else. How many people get to have amazing adventures from the comfort of their home? We're super lucky to be able to live this life.
We're getting into lobster pot territory again, so I'm sat up front, got the old Madonna microphone on. Carly's out the back. I can let her know straight away what's going on, but we're just missing one lobster pot here off our port side. There's another one there, again just off our port side. Some chap fishing on a jet ski. Carly, there's one off our starboard bow, but I think we're good for that side as well. As we approach our first anchorage of the year, allow me to share with you another one of our 2022 winter upgrades. It's this thing. Before I deploy it, let me share with you some of the details. So we have float, and then underneath that we've attached a block, and then through that block we've got an awfully long line. Depending on how deep the anchorage is, we'll set, let's say the maximum depth is going to be 10 meters. We'll set this line to about 11 meters, and then just use this little shackle to clip it onto the end of the anchor. And then through the other end of the line we've got this weight, and what that does is that allows the float to sit directly above our anchor, and then no matter whether the tide goes up or down, this line will pass through this block, and that will keep the float basically just going up or down, and that weight also keeps the line from floating around where it can be a hazard to other people. So yeah, it's a trip line, it's a float to where our anchor is, and it adjusts with the tide. How cool is that? So it doesn't have a big swinging circle, it sits directly above the anchor. Happy with that?
Wait till you take it right to the sun.
He is becoming such a diva. Once upon a time he'd get his paws wet. Go on, Hank.
There you go.
He's like, oh, if I have to.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to do another Studland Bay video, truth be told. We've already been here once, we've already made a video, I think that covers it, well, I thought that covered it really well. However, some things have changed since that last video. And we've actually spent the last weeks being pinned down by some pretty strong winds. I appreciate that it might not seem like it in this video, but that's because we're being protected by those cliffs over there. That's the other side of the cliff. You see? Windy. The beach we've landed the dingbat on, I believe, is South Beach. It's the beach closest to Old Harry's Rocks, basically. Take a little stroll up these steps. And then my walking stick, which is cunningly disguised as a vine, here. I'm finding these Jesus sandals and walking stick far too satisfying for my liking. I'm relishing middle-agehood. We've discovered this walk yesterday, and we're gonna do it again today, and we're gonna take you guys with us. So if you do come to Studland and you do happen to land your dinghy where we did, let me give you some landmarks to work off of. The first one, Manor Farm, where you can grab some tea and biscuits if you like. That's where we came from. A path that could be probably fairly easily missed, however luckily there are some signs.
And if you get to the post office, you've gone too far.
Yeah, it's true. Allow me to interrupt this delightful walk for just a moment with you, because another thing that has changed since we visited Studland Bay last is the anchoring situation. There is now a voluntary no anchor zone, and this has been set up to try and protect the seahorses and their habitat, the eelgrass, which some environmentalists believe is being destroyed by people anchoring in it. Anyway, since last year, there have been the addition of a whole bunch of eco moorings, like this one here you can see Cadoha on. It seems to be a fairly contentious issue. Now, you have the people on the side of the conservation saying that the anchoring is destroying the habitat for the seahorses, and then there seem to be a lot of people on the other side of the argument that are essentially saying, well, actually, the eelgrass has only flourished over the last 40 or 50 years and seem to have an awful lot of photographic evidence suggesting that actually the anchoring doesn't seem to be doing anything, except some are arguing, which maybe even help plough the seabed to spread the eelgrass. As I said, this is one of those subjects, like every subject at the moment, it seems to very much divide the room. And I'd be interested to pick your brains. Any marine biologists out there would be really interested to see the counter argument to the position that actually there's 4 or 5 decades worth of evidence suggests that the eelgrass has only flourished since boats have been more plentiful and anchoring there. But I would also like to hear the argument from the other side, you know, to try and have a fruitful conversation rather than have one that just makes everyone fight with each other, because it's nice to make an informed decision. Look at that view. That's where we're anchored, at Studland. There's Poole Harbour, which is actually apparently the second biggest natural harbour in Europe.
No, the world. Second in the world.
Second in the world. So once you get to the top of the hill, all you need to do is hook a left, head down to Old Harry's Rocks. If you have a dog, as we do, hang on, be sure to put it on the leads. We've just stumbled into some sheep, and that could be a problem. Farmers don't like dogs and sheep. And that will take you all the way back to the anchorage. Alright, it's time for our instalment of Meal of the Day. And Meal of the Day, for those of you who don't know, is where we combine our dry stores mega shop that we did in this video here with anything we foraged, caught, hunted, gathered, freshly caught fish today actually, and it is a sea bass. What is going to be going on with this sea bass today, Chef?
I was thinking you bought some of these little spice pots, which we haven't tried.
Okay.
So I'm thinking of putting some of that on the sea bass. We've got some spring onions which need using up because this is the last of our fresh stuff.
Yeah.
Sprinkle those on top, and then I'm going to try, because that's quite spicy, making some coconut rice.
Oh, sounds good to me.
I don't know if it'll work, but I'm going to try.
Alright, I like it.
Now normally I think you'd do coconut rice from raw rice, but we don't have all the power to do that. So.
No, that would consume a copious amount of our lithium bank. Now the Meal of the Day has started. 1,073 watts are being pulled by the hob. Because we cook all electric. No more gas. Just the sun goes into the panels, goes into the batteries, goes into our cooking appliances. And our cooking appliances collectively cost less than £300. That's a hob, oven, less than £300 on a boat. All in.
Got you, Ang?
No, I do.
There'll be someone going, oh, I'd never put that on fish.
Probably be a lot of people saying that. But that doesn't matter.
Okay.
That's what we're here for. We're here to experiment. It's only through experimenting that you discover brilliance. You know, like penicillin, total accident. That's kind of what we're doing here. We could revolutionise the way people eat, like we revolutionised the way people are blasé about getting infections. You see? This is how it starts. This is how it starts. Although Carly did come back with, oh.
Well, that's to the people. Thanks to the people who donate.
Yeah, that is a massive thank you to like so many of the legends out there that donate on our website on the little run button, because we made a pact to try and pay for our MacBook Pro that we didn't expect to have to buy. We decided to not buy any alcohol this year, which, believe it or not, mostly thanks to me, is a big saving. And we do have the run button. We said if anyone actually clicks on that run button and donates whatever money they feel that they want to donate, they enjoy the videos, it will actually just go on rum this year. And if there's nothing there, we won't drink. And if something trickles in, we will have a cheeky topple. Into the Ninja you go.
Yeah. And let's roast the fish.
Mother Nature and Carly have provided us with this culinary delight. Thank you to the sea bass. Your sacrifice is much appreciated.